You
You
are
you are
listening
listening
to
to
the
the
Black
Black
Love
Love
Experience
Experience
podcast.
I'm Amber.
I'm Tavares. We are the Black Love Experience. Welcome to our kingdom. Welcome back to the Black Love Experience podcast. I am Tavares. My lovely queen Amber JG is out on assignment right now. Y'all know how we do. Today we're going to be talking about the importance of the morning routine. That's right. Y'all know what it is. Look, a structured morning routine is known to increase overall happiness, okay? Individuals with a set morning regimen are more likely to wake up feeling a sense of gratitude and remain happy throughout the day. Thank you, performancehealth.com, for that. Look, it's simple. When we create these habits, we start to take control of our lives. We take control of the things we can control. And we do it with clarity. We do it with intention. I often talk about being intentional about personal growth. And so a morning routine is a great way to do that. If you're looking for a way to decrease stress, a morning routine is a great way to start because it keeps us, again, on this regimen. And regimen sometimes has a negative vibe to it, but I believe that depends on the individual. I mean, simply put, how intentional are you about your success? And not just the success that talks about getting to more money or getting to the bag. I'm talking about the success that always speaks about health, that talks to a healthy environment, and not just, the stars and quasars and the beautiful blue sky as the wind blows. I'm talking about your energy, what you read, what you walk, what you're talking about, what you're listening to. What are you listening to? Are you consuming things that are conducive with where you want to go in life? I know for myself that wasn't always the case, and I had to get intentional about doing such things because I realized, hey, no one's gonna do it for me, okay? One thing that I and Mrs. Garrett do every morning is we meditate and we do our affirmations, okay? Affirmations plus meditation is a great way to come up with your results, aka the power of attraction, the law of attraction. All of that has to do with if we are able to envision what we want. Do you see yourself where you want to see yourself? Hold that thought. We'll be right back. This is the Black Love Experience podcast. If y'all love music, be sure to check out Amber JG and Tavares Days on Apple Music. Go ahead, check it out. We got them hits for you. Welcome back to the Black Love Experience podcast. I am Tavares. My lovely queen Amber JG is out on assignment, and I know she's always gone, but she is busy. She getting it cracking. She makes it happen. What's up, baby? And so today we're talking about morning routines and the importance of the morning routine. Look, waking up at the same time every day can lead to several benefits. I'm going to name some of them off for y'all, okay? One of those benefits is improved sleep quality. One of my favorite things, I believe sleep is like currency to the body, right? It's like gold in them there hills. And so one thing I do is I don't eat 3 hours before bed. Meaning, if I have bedtime at 7 p.m. West Coast time, which I do, I know it's early. Don't make that face at me. You know what I'm doing. I don't have another meal, or I don't eat past 4 o'clock. And that is because if I eat any proteins, we're pescatarian, so fish, lobster, seafood, etc. It takes about 2 hours to process protein or to digest protein in the human body. If it's steak, it's more like 2.5 hours, right? Same with chicken. And so by eating 3 hours before bed, I not only assure myself a nice rested sleep, but I also allow my fat stores to kick in and do their part, which in turn gives me a deeper sleep. Yes, that is a hack. You can borrow it. You're welcome. All good. So, and that's just one of the many things that I do. Also, greater alertness when we have a routine, when we have something to focus on. Also, sharper focus. Okay, these are important things to add to your daily routine because nobody likes to go to work all groggy and dragging and, nah, we ain't doing none of that. Look, we must be intentional about our personal growth, and the best way to do that is to set ourselves up for success. The next one, improved job performance. A lot of us need improved job performance because maybe we have some personal things going on in life, and you know how life can be. Life can get in the way, but we are the architects of our own reality. So being that we're the architects of our own reality, it is up to us to step into ourselves and to be present to our fullest capabilities, which leads me to the next one, reduced irritability. Okay, we all know someone or have worked with somebody who comes into work and they look like someone just pissed in their Cheerios. I've been that person before. And it could have, it took me a while to get my day started. Like I remember vividly days like that. And now I don't have days like that because I've made many changes in my life. One of those changes, I stopped drinking. Okay, it's been almost over 10 years now. And I feel amazing. Look, it may not be for everybody, and that's okay. I'm not here to tell anybody how to do, what to do, or when to do, but I am here to share my experiences. And I'm here to talk about the ebbs and flows of those experiences. When we control ourselves, we control our mind. And when we control our mind, we control ourselves. Yeah, that's right. And in doing so, it allows us to be more present with ourselves, and it allows us to really step into who we are. Also, better immune system function. Okay? Having regular sleep, having a routine that promotes better health is going to increase the number of white blood cells and red blood cells. And so these are things that are very crucial to our evolution as human beings. And then, of course, overall, a brighter mood. Who doesn't want to be in a brighter mood? I know I do. Mrs. Garrett, I nicknamed her 75 and Sunny. Self-explanatory. That is my wife. She wakes up every day just like that. I mean, it amazes me how consistent she is in that regard. But I love that. It's inspiring to me. It gets me up. It gets me ready. And I pay attention to that because sometimes I do struggle in the morning. Sometimes every morning isn't like it was the day before. And so you heard me before in the last episode or the last segment that we did, and I was talking about affirmations. Affirmations are so important. And I begin all the affirmations we both do with I am. For example, I am whole. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am love. I am focused. Okay? When you do your affirmations, be sure to begin them with I am, because that is energy that you're being intentional about giving to yourself. I also use Tavares' famous mirror talk. It's worldwide. Everybody uses it. And I coined that because I realized going into the mirror, that is the one place where you can give yourself your energy all the time. It costs you nothing. Everybody has a mirror somewhere in their purse, in their pocket, in their car, at home, at work. You get what I'm saying? And so when we go into the mirror, we simply go into the mirror and we speak to ourselves. I have clients that sometimes they go into the mirror and they don't know what to say, and that's okay too. Just look at yourself. Trust me, energy is happening in that moment. Just the fact that you're there in the mirror, you're showing up to yourself. And that's what this is about with the morning routine. It's about showing up to yourself. Don't just get out of the bed and go straight to your phone. Why? Why? What happens when we do that is our body naturally starts to internalize all the emotions that come with the phone. Yeah, many people don't think about emotions when they think about their phone unless you take their phone, right? But I'm talking about the anxiety of just picking up the phone. Maybe you have a whole lot of emails. Maybe you have a lot of text messages you haven't gotten to. Maybe you waking up to miss phone calls from your boss about a project that was due. I mean, think about it. Your feet haven't even hit the ground yet. You're still laying in bed and you're already feeling the anxiety of the day. Now, you deserve more than that. I know you do because we do too. And so we are very mindful of not picking up our phone first thing in the morning. Now, I'm not saying to ignore an emergency. Trust me, if it's an emergency, you'll know about it and the person will get a hold of you. That's for sure. But what I'm talking about here is being mindful of the morning routine, feeding yourself the right kind of nutrients, not just food wise, but when it even comes to our environment, what we're listening to, the kind of music, the kind of conversations we're having, the kind of energy that's around us with certain people. All this is relative when you talk about health. This is the Black Love Experience podcast. We'll be right back. Hey, what's up, everybody? Please say a prayer for those over in Turkey and continue praying for those in Ukraine. The world, as we all know, is going through a very dark time right now. So please, let's shine a light and show love.
Just vibe one time.
Don't forget to pick up my new book, Kissed by the Wind, A Book of Poems and Passions, Volume 3, out now on Amazon Books. Go ahead and search Tavares Allen Garrett and get yourself a copy. Thank you for your support. Welcome back to the Black Love Experience podcast. I am Tavares. My lovely queen, Amber JG, is out on assignment. She's doing the damn thing. And so she's like, King, will you hold down the show? And I'm like, yes, queen, I got you. I got us. Today we're talking about the morning routine and how important that is. Some of y'all have the morning routine. I get it. And some of y'all don't. And some of y'all are curious as to how to put together a morning routine. In the early morning, everything is quiet. And for me, I love that. All right. The world is at a standstill, which gives you time to yourself. For me, I take that time serious. In fact, I'm so intentional that the day before, I put my gym clothes out. I get my vitamins together. I even make my morning shake the night before and just park it in the fridge. Because as early as I get up, I just want to have my things set, ready to go. And it's that intent. It's that level of intention that allows me to start my morning super early with a stretch. We have the mirror here at home. And so every morning I start with a 15-minute stretch. And then, of course, I say my affirmations on the way to the gym while I'm at the gym. In fact, I say my affirmations all day throughout the day. We even have a vision board here at the house of not only our favorite places to travel, but even the cars that we're looking to purchase in the very near future, the future home that we're looking to purchase, and so on. Because when we meditate and we visualize, that in itself helps to kick things into the law of attraction. A lot of people don't quite get that. Some folks think they can just think about it. And that helps. Don't get me wrong. It helps. But you want to see it too. You want to close your eyes and you want to envision yourself in that brand new Tesla, if that's what you're looking for. Now, if you don't see yourself when you close your eyes and you're trying to envision something, it's time to slow it down. Okay, the work-life balance is so important. I can't say that enough. And so understand that you are worth a break. You are worth giving yourself grace, okay? It is absolutely paramount to hold space for yourself. And in doing so, we hold space for others. That's why I speak of grace. If we can have grace with ourselves, then we're going to have grace with others. The more we love ourselves, the more it's going to show up in everything and everyone around us. In the morning, productive people exercise, read, and have breakfast. That's me. That's what I do. And I'm not saying that like it's an easy thing for everyone, because it's not. Some people don't want to eat breakfast. I myself, I must eat breakfast. It truly to me is the most important meal of the day. Why do you ask? That's because our bodies have spent the last 8 or 9 hours before we wake up repairing itself. And what do you think it used to repair itself? It used what we ate the night before. Okay. It's also likely that you will encounter fewer distractions from your colleagues if you arrive first at work. We all know how that can be. We have friends at work and we work with friends. And sometimes if we get there a little later, especially like after like say a great long weekend, everybody wants to catch up. And I could totally, I can relate to that. So I'd rather get to work earlier and start my day earlier. That way I get my work done, I check some boxes, and then I can hang out and talk to my coworkers if I choose to. So it's things like that will help, for us to stay on point, right? And then of course, we must look at how we are shaping our routines, right? Are you waking up at the same time every day? Are you going to bed at the same time every evening? All this is relative to us having more energy. Myself and Mrs. Garrett, we are on a program, like many people in the world, I believe. We're on a regimen throughout the week. And then, of course, even the weekends. We get our sleep in on the weekends. But during the week, we wake up at our right times. We prepare the night before. We focus on what matters, right? And then, of course, lately, I've been doing a much better job at accepting life and what it brings my way. Because anxiety doesn't help me. My PTSD doesn't help me, nor does my ADHD. So I must be intentional and I must show up. I must control these disorders, if you will, that happen with me, right? The anxiety and the ADHD and the PTSD. I must control that and not let it be the other way around. I can't allow those things to control me, because if I do that, then I'm a mess. I'm a complete wreck. And that's not helpful to anybody. And so I share this experience because I know a lot of folks have a hard time even creating a morning routine. Look, you can start your morning routine with something as simple as a 5-minute meditation, followed by perhaps a 10-minute walk, right? And so what you're doing is you're also letting the body know, hey, this is something that we're going to consider doing every single day. And think about it. This is for you by you. So the only person that's going to, I guess, lose, if that is the right word to use, is going to be you. The same way it's going to be me. And so there's no such thing as a perfect morning routine, so I don't want anyone to think that it has to be a perfect morning routine. It's a routine that works for you, specifically for you, right? Maybe you want to have, certain things for breakfast, yogurt, fruits. That's great. I definitely subscribe to anybody who's willing to eat something in the morning, because I believe that we need that energy, right? We wake up out of bed, we get to work. Some of us got to drive into work, and the drive into work could be hectic, right? So you may want to do that on a full stomach so that you're able to be cool, calm, and collected, right? And of course, we don't want that cortisol to spike, right? Because usually cortisol levels do spike after we wake up. It may be that your body overreacts to the stress hormone and leaves you feeling down in the mornings. I've been there, okay? It sounds a lot like ADHD. I've been there, and PTSD. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not into medication. I'm into meditation, because that for me is what works best. I've been evaluated, and doctors were so quick to prescribe me medication. Like, seriously, after meeting me for like 20 minutes. And that to me was a little bit alarming, because you just met me, and in 20 minutes, you pretty much evaluated me and was like, yo, we're going to put you on some drugs. Now, I don't know about you, but I prefer to get a second and perhaps even a third opinion. And then while I wait for those opinions, I made sure that I looked at my environment. I looked at the conversations I was having. I even look at the music that I listen to. One thing that Mrs. Garrett and I do in the morning is we don't listen to music with lyrics. We listen to all instrumentals: jazz, blues, reggae. That's what we listen to. Lo-fi soft beats, lo-fi soul beats, R&B beats, things like that. Things that are gonna really, lend itself to the level of productivity that we want to start the day with and the vibration we want to be on as we approach the day. This is the Black Love Experience podcast. I am Tavares and we'll be right back. Always encourage love. Always encourage Black love. Everybody, everywhere. Always stand up in the name of love. Welcome back to the Black Love Experience podcast. I am Tavares. My lovely queen, Amber JG, is out on assignment. And today we're talking about morning routines. Look, some of the tips for a healthy morning routine include wake up less alarmed, okay? I recently had to work this out for myself because I was waking up and I would feel a level of anxiety and I didn't know why. And that was very bothersome and it would really impact my attitude, right? I would be mute walking around the house and you can pretty much guess that that is not a good ingredient to have when creating a healthy marriage. You want to be able to talk to each other. So the way that I combat that is I allow myself to hold space for myself. And every now and again, I will break out of my regular day-to-day routine, meaning I'll go to the park and sit for 20 minutes. Connecting with nature gets us closer to spirituality. We come from nature as human beings. So if you have a park around you, if there's a trail, hit the trail. Go to the park, sit under a tree, catch some sun. These are all great things to break the monotony in the day. They speak to a person, you and I, being much healthier and happier. I love that. Eat a healthy breakfast. I mentioned that earlier. Well-balanced meals matter. Brush your teeth mindfully. And when I say mindfully, I mean count the number of brushes, 50 to 100 perhaps. That's how you stay mindful while brushing your teeth. Try meditation also. These are practices that I also use. Get some exercise. That's a number one thing for me. Every morning I'm in the gym. I don't mess around. And the gym for me, that's like my Zen place. It's a place where I feel free. And I mean, I feel free. It's a place where I get to think and I get to feel my body. I get to understand how I'm feeling, my mind, and make sure everything is connecting, right? And then, of course, at the end of my workout, I complete it with a stretch. I mean, look, a stretch at the end of a full body 2.5 hour workout is a dream. It feels so good to get to that floor and just let my body fall as it may. And so I share that with you all. Mrs. Garrett and I, we do stretches all the time. Stretching also puts years back on your life, believe it or not. And you can Google that, by the way. That's science. We deal in science all the time. And then, of course, make a morning playlist. Again, I talked about music with no lyrics. So you can create a playlist just for you. And you can put whatever you want in there. You know, that's just what we do. Again, we're not here to tell you how, when, and where. We're here to share stories and our experiences. And if you pick up what we're putting down, then excellent. And if you don't, then excellent, right? It's all good. It's all love over here at the BLX. And then, of course, practicing gratefulness, right? Don't stress out. Bless out, as we say. And being grateful, showing gratitude, praising others, being a servant leader. Again, all of this could be a part of a routine or a regimen, right? Because it's about consistency. It's about those practices. If you want to change something in your life, like something overall, then change some of the things you do daily. And these things could be anything. But when we change the things that we do daily, we open ourselves up to new opportunities, especially when it comes to the self. Okay? If you strive to be as productive as the world's most successful people, consider adding some of these habits to your morning. Affirmations, I just talked about that. Visualization, okay? One of my mantras is visualize, plan, execute. I love that. I've been using that mantra since I was like 14 years old. And it just made sense to me then, and it even makes more sense to me now. We already talked about exercising. Reading, one of my faves. I myself have read 14 titles in the last 3 months. Shout out Audible. And it's great because how else will I know what I don't know? And for me, I read things that are conducive to where I want to go and be in life. I read things that are conducive to perhaps childhood traumas, things that I've experienced, things that I may have questions about, right? I don't just want to walk around and be, curious about things. I actually want to know about them. And the more I've been able to dig into myself, the happier I have become. So don't be afraid to find out who you are. Connect with who you are. When I think about spirituality, I think about Buddha. I am not the mind, I am not the body, I am the spirit, I am Buddha. And I say that often to myself as well. That's another one of my mantras. And I love that mantra because it keeps me cool, calm, and collected. And again, I say affirmations all day throughout the day, not just in the morning, not just in the afternoon, not just in the evening, because the affirmations keep me present. And again, this is my routine. Feel free to borrow it, and you can move the affirmations around as you want. And then of course, journaling. I recently picked this up because of my therapist. Shout out Dr. Janice and shout out Dr. Mayal. Those are my therapists. I love them women. They are great professionals and they always lend me great advice. And so journaling is something that I recently got into. I write down things that I like about myself. I write down things that I love about my wife. I start that sentence like, I love Amber because things like that, again, it's about showing up and being better versions of ourselves. I don't prefer to say the best version anymore because where are you going to go from there? I mean, think about it for a moment. When I turn on ESPN, it's always about the best this, the best that, the best this, the best that. And to me, I hear pressure. But when I hear the word better, I hear room for growth. That's what life is. It's about growing. It's about loving and owning yourself in all of your magnificence and all of your messiness. Okay? There's no need to leave pieces of ourselves behind when we know that we're on the journey of self. When we leave those pieces behind, by the time we get to that time, that space where we do want to evolve into our whole self, guess what we got to do? We got to go back and pick up those pieces because we left them out along our journey because we shape shift. We all do it. We've all done it. We've done it to fit in with certain groups of people. We've done it because we wanted to be around certain circles of people. We've done it because we felt uncomfortable revealing certain parts of ourselves. So we'll omit or we'll leave out details. Look, when we leave out pieces of ourselves, we're only doing ourselves the disservice because the person across from us don't even know the difference because we're too busy trying to fit in. This is the Black Love Experience podcast. We'll be right back. Be sure to catch the BLX podcast right here on Anchor.fm weekly. Body Synthesis assists you with stress relief, weight management, behavior change, sober support, positive self-talk, nutritious lifestyling, and more. Are you transformation ready? Call us now at 818-533-8059. And if you're online, check us out on Instagram or Facebook at Body Synthesis. Go to our website at thebodysynthesis.com. Welcome back to the Black Love Experience podcast. I am Tavares, and my lovely wife, Amber JG, is out on assignment. What's up, baby? Today we're talking about morning routines and the importance of them and what they can do and how they deliver us to better benefits. Why I'm happier in the morning is because I choose to be. Happiness to me is a state of mind. And also, the more sunlight we get during the day, the better sleep we will have. That is true. I'm just saying it's true. Okay. And thus the happier you are. Second, those who wake up earlier tend to feel less rushed and stressed throughout the morning. Hello. Okay. This is why. Look, I've been rushing in the morning, and we all know how many things we can forget. We can forget our lunch, the kids' lunch. We can forget paperwork. We can forget, anything. We can forget our gym clothes, right? How many of us have left the house without our gym clothes, only to arrive at the gym with no gym clothes? Like, that is such a bum feeling, right? And so again, getting up early, preparing the day before, these are ways to reassure that we have everything that we need and that we're ready to go. If you can't wake up, you might be battling sleep inertia, right? For those of us who struggle in the morning getting out of bed, this is a real thing. Sleep debt and being out of sync with your circadian rhythm can also contribute to low energy in the morning and all day long. And anxiety with mental health issues, sleep disorders, and medical conditions could also be behind your low energy. So, between what we eat, our sleep, how's your hydration? How much water do you drink? We are 85% water. Hello. If you're not drinking any water, that could also be another reason why you have low energy if you are experiencing low energy. Okay? When it comes to a morning routine, 1 hour is perfect. Okay? 2 hours is the maximum. But it's about the consistency in the routine. Trust, you will be happier. You will feel better. And guess what? This is a one-of-one routine. So you can put in your routine what you want. You can take things out. You can change the routine as often as you want. I'm here to let you all know, myself and Mrs. Garrett, to just share this with you and to let you know that you are worth taking that extra time. You got to make time to take time, or take time to make time, however you want to do it. But know that you are completely worth it. Know that the job that you're working, it is a job, just a job. And I'm not saying that like your job doesn't matter or like, it's not important. What I'm saying is you are important just as much as the job is. So if you're not taking care of yourself and you're taking better care of your teammates, got to think about that. You got to think about that. Because in order for you to give the better versions of yourself, you have to give yourself the better versions of you. The same way I have to give myself the better versions of me. It didn't happen overnight. I had to work for this. I had to be intentional about the life I wanted. Your morning routine should evolve and change. That's what I just touched on. If something isn't working, change it. Don't latch on just because someone else is doing it. Be your own motivation. Be your own cheerleader, right? Be your own influencer. Because this is truly about you, the same way it's about me, the same way it's about Mrs. Garrett. When it comes to our morning routines, again, affirmations, meditation, kissing each other, saying hello, grand rising, my love. Remember, we are always exchanging energies as people. When you break us down, we're atoms and molecules, okay? So we're all walking transmitters. And so I have found it to be so important to acknowledge my wife in the morning, to say hello, to check in with her, to see how she's doing, because it's not just the hellos and the acknowledgement. I'm literally like watering her with energy, the same way she's watering me with energy. That makes sense? Because that's what it is. We are constantly exchanging energies on a regular basis. I mean, think about it. If you are being mean to someone all the time, then they probably won't want to be around you, and you're probably going to be depleting them of their energy. So that's something else to watch out for. There are people who give energy, and then there's people who take energy. Which are you? I believe you can tell which I am. I'm an energy giver. I love to give people energy. I love helping them seek out momentum, have motivation. I love inspiring people. I love serving people. That actually makes me happy. But I understand that I must manage my energy first. I must be able to show up to myself first before I start giving out my energy. And so that is also another great importance of having a morning routine. And look, you can start your morning routine in as early as you want, mid-morning. I prefer to start mine super, super early. And then, of course, the things we do after we wake up are super critical. In fact, the first thing I do, not only do I pray and get my affirmations, but I drink water. Mrs. Garrett and I, we have water bottles on the side of our bed on each side. Because when we drink that water, that's what jump starts our organs in the morning. Not the cup of coffee, not a soda pop, water. Remember, we're 85% water. Also, get some sun. As I mentioned earlier, if there's a park or a trail next to you at work or at home, give yourself 20 minutes, right? Uninterrupted, because you deserve that. If you have kids and your husband, hey babe, I'm gonna go take a walk real quick. Can you please watch the kids? Sure, honey. Boom. You're gonna feel amazing because you're being intentional about taking that time to yourself. Again, I did it the other day, and I'm gonna tell y'all something, true story. Went to the park just up the street, sat under a tree, caught some sun and some shade, and I even wept because I realized how long it had been since I gave myself that time to myself. It's a real thing. We talked about stretching already. We talked about, getting started with some early morning breakfast snacks, and I ain't talking about candy bars. If when I say a snack, maybe an orange, a peach, a pear. You get what I'm saying, an apple, something healthy, right? And then, of course, meditation. I can't say enough about the wonders and the power of meditation. Such a beautiful vibration for sure. And then, of course, when you mix that with the visualization, things that you want, again, a vision board is so empowering. Like, it really does work for those of us out there who do have vision boards. And if you've been wondering about a vision board, please wonder no longer. Start a vision board. Start as little as you want, as much as you want, but do it because it really helps to bring things to life and to materialize them, right? And then, of course, preparation. Preparation is so key in us being better versions of ourselves. So that's all I got for the day. We'll be back next weekend with another episode of the Black Love Experience podcast. In the meantime, you guys can email us at blackloveexperience@gmail.com. Experience with an X, no E. BLACKLOVEXPERIENCE. blackloveexperience@gmail.com. Also, we have our Linktree link inside the description of the podcast. Please click on that, and that will get you to our other social medias. On Instagram and Facebook, we are at Black Love Experience. I want to thank you all for tuning in with us and being so loyal to the kingdom. We appreciate you. Thank you for being so patient with us. This is our second season. We're still tightening up the show, and we're looking so forward to season 3. In the meantime, love yourself, love each other. We out. Peace.
Next time on the BLX.
Who needs me on my A game? On the next Black Love Experience podcast. If you have comments, questions, or concerns, or just want to say hello, you can email us at blackloveexperience@gmail.com. That's experience with no E, just an X. And we are on Instagram at the Black Love Experience.
I'm Amber.
I'm Tavares. We are the Black Love Experience. Welcome to our kingdom.